Bob. Well, I have that. I just don't have it set up, which I guess I don't have. I've got the mic. I just don't, and I have the boom. I just don't set it. I don't have it set up right. Anyway, so welcome everybody. Today we're going to be doing some training on. Well, let me first off just poll everybody here. Who here saw my videos on Facebook this week? Probably only a couple of people. Nobody? Adam Jacobs did, but Adam sees everything. Brad Dixon, okay. Hey, Brad, by the way, got your message. Please contact Andy. I don't know if you saw that. Simon, okay, so a few people did. Not many people saw the video. Let me ask, for those of you that did see it, what'd you think? Do you think you can do that? Do you think you can go out and get clients using that method? Eric says he tries to stay off Facebook. Time suck. Yeah, you know what? I suggest that you don't follow anybody on Facebook besides me. Facebook is actually not if you're following me on Facebook, it's not a time suck. I actually put a lot of stuff out there that teaches you. Also, by the way, let me just go ahead and get this out of the way. I've been doing this every day, every time I have a webinar. Go to, just go ahead and type this in here. If you haven't done it already, go to facebook.com/Mark E. Helton and add me as a friend, please. Everybody who's on here, add me as a friend. If you're not my friend, become my friend. I don't have enough friends. No, the main reason why I do that is because I like to share stuff. And, if you are connected to me on Facebook, you get all kinds of cool stuff. Also, too, YouTube. Actually, delete this out. My YouTube channel as well. I don't have a fancy background or any of that stuff, but there's tons of videos. I have 300 videos on YouTube and lots of training. So definitely you want to go and subscribe to me on YouTube and become my friend on Facebook, okay? So for those of you that missed out and weren't my friend on Facebook or aren't subscribed to me on YouTube, I put together a video this week where basically I just picked up the phone and started calling. I do that a lot because, I want people to see that it's really not that difficult, or, customers aren't going to be harsh to you if you have the right mentality on the phone. So what I want to do today is I want to talk a little bit about how to run a successful calling campaign, okay? We're not going to stay on here for 2 hours. I'm going to do something, give you something good that you can actually go out there and do and go and land some clients. Does that sound good to everyone? Who would like to go away from this with a simple system that you can go ahead and put into action right now, today? It's 11 o'clock here on the Pacific Coast, so even if you're on the West or the East Coast, after this webinar, there'll be plenty of time, right? We'll get off here hopefully around lunchtime, and then you can just, take off, grab a bite to eat, and then come back. Even if you're on the East Coast, you'll be able to make calls to the West Coast, right? That's what's awesome about living in the United States. It's huge, right? We've got the 3-hour time gap. So if you're on the West Coast, you can work until 8 o'clock. If you're on the East Coast, you can work until 4 o'clock, I guess, if you get up early. But anyway, so let's go ahead and let's dig in. Again, what I want to do is I want to start off with, everybody here has Hot Lead Finder, right? Hey, Lori, welcome all the way from Hawaii. Yes, everybody here has Hot Lead Finder? Okay. If you don't have Hot Lead Finder, go get it. It's free. You can get it at mark-helton.com/hot-lead-finder. So if you're watching this replay, go there and get it. So far, it's like everybody here has it. So the very first thing that you want to do every single time that you're going to run a campaign is you want to go out and you want to get some leads. Okay. Once you've got your leads or who you're going to be targeting, you load them up into the system, you set up your campaign, and literally, it's just a couple clicks of a mouse and you're all set up. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to go into a campaign that we already had created, and I was actually calling into carpet cleaners, but you can call any type of business. The only reason I was calling carpet cleaners is because I actually had that list on my desktop when I wanted to make that video. And it doesn't matter what kind of niche you want to work with. You can work with real estate agents. You can work with locksmiths. You can work with, the sky's the limit. As a matter of fact, we have like a whole list of niches. For those of you that are on our Done For You lead system, we have a whole list of niches that we pull leads for, and I think, what do we have, like 40 or 50 different niches, Andy?
Yeah, a little bit.
So like 40 or 50 different niches, and so it doesn't really matter who you're targeting. Auto repair, you name it, okay? Pretty much anybody that you contact with this particular method is going to work, okay? Basically what I like to do is I like to start off with sending out some sort of an email, okay? Whenever you're doing any marketing with Hot Prospector, you should use all of the tools at your disposal, okay? The first thing I like to do is, after I've loaded up my list, is send out an email. And I'm very picky about making sure that, I swore I closed that before this left the time. Let me try that one more time. I don't know. Sorry about that. But what I was saying is when you first get started, the very first thing you should do is you should grab a list that has emails in it. Okay. I personally don't like to get leads unless they have an email because I want an additional point of contact, especially if I can get more emails, or not more emails, but especially if I can get a decent amount of emails. So in any particular niche. For example, here I'm calling carpet cleaners in Las Vegas. I ended up with about 73 contacts with emails. You can, add multiple cities together. You can, get yourself a nice little chunk of them. But first thing you want to do is get your list together, and then you want to send them out an email. Now, I have this built in here where you can do an email broadcast. If you have the full version of Hot Prospector, you can go in and you can click select here a template, and then just send out a quick little intro email. I'll give you kind of an idea of some of the things that I've sent out. Basically, something simple like, hey, I was just on your website, noticed a couple of things that you should fix, and I'll give you a call later, but you can send them out like a website grade report. You can send them a, well, you know what, let me just go ahead and show you. Here we go. This is my favorite email to send out. It's a website grade report. Okay. The email says, sorry I missed you. Good afternoon. Tried to contact you earlier in the office, but I missed you. Just wanted to reach out to you because I was on your website earlier. Noticed a few things that need your immediate attention, so I took a little bit of time, put together this report. Here's the report, right? And I have this token here, and what happens is when Hot Prospector sends out this email, it embeds the report link here, so when the customer clicks on this, it will actually generate the report real time, and they'll see that report. Okay. Take a look. Give me a call back so we can discuss fixing things. And here's my phone number. Okay. It doesn't matter what you sell. You don't have to use the website grade report. I just, I sell websites. I sell local, like SEO and leads. You name it. The great thing about the website grade report is everybody cares about their website, and if I can get them on the phone to talk about their website, I can talk to them about anything. But if you don't sell local products, if you don't sell SEO, or you don't sell websites, or you don't sell any of those things, that's fine. don't get hung up on what you're sending them here. Send them something. Send them something of value and something that's going to, initiate some sort of a contact back. Okay? So that's my first email. And the reason why I send this email out is because it gives me a great reason to follow up, right? If I send something out to this contact, well then it makes a lot of sense for me to call them back to make sure that they received it, right? Who here has more than a one-step prospecting campaign that you're using right now? Not a lot of people. Okay. So, and here's the thing I know a lot of people are guilty of, and I used to be the same guy. I mean, I would wake up in the morning and I would just blast out an email, and that would be it. I would, pick up the phone and smile and dial, and that would be it. And unless you're just like a one-call close master, or you're just really lucky, that type of prospecting is going to get you nowhere fast. You're going to always be working really hard. You're not going to have a list of prospects that you can always contact. You're going to be working hard, not smart. Okay? So what you want to do, besides having this first email, is also have a couple of sequences of emails, or a sequence of emails, that you can actually send after that email. Like, for example, I'm going to follow up and make a phone call to all those people that I sent that original email to, but the next email would say the same exact thing except for maybe you didn't see this. The subject line is, did you miss this? And then the beginning of the email would say, I'm positive you missed this, or else you probably would have already called me, so I just figured I'd send it to you again, that sort of thing. And I would send that out regardless to everyone, and the great thing about that is it gives you a second, you're in their face again, okay? Studies have shown that if you're going to close a deal, it's going to take about 7 attempts to get in touch with them, right? The sale is made on the 7th attempt. So that includes email, that includes SMS, that includes phone calls, that includes all of those things. So if you send out a couple of emails, then you're already 2 attempts in. A lot of times on my second email, I'll get some sort of a response. The response may be, "Hey man, I'm not interested. Leave me alone," or the response may be, "How much would you charge to do X?" Because they know that it's a sales presentation, or I'm trying to get in touch with them to sell them something, or can you talk and let's go over this. There's lots of different types of responses, but by the second attempt, I'm already starting to receive some sort of interaction with the customer. Now, if you mix that in with some phone calls as well, things are going to be really awesome. Okay, so again, first thing you want to do is you want to come in and you want to select your first email, and my first email is always a no contact email. Make sure if you're sending out the website grade report that you check this box here, click update, and then once it's ready, it'll close this window, which is doing its thing here. There you go. Once it's ready, you'll have this send option, okay? And then you can literally just click the send button and let Hot Prospector go to work and start sending out those emails for you, okay? So we'll just go ahead and let it do its thing. As you can see, it's sending out emails. Now, if you don't have a URL for the customer, then you'll see it's not going to send out a website grade report or an email. So that's something, obviously you don't want to send out an email if you don't have their website address. So I have some contacts in here that don't have an email, or their URL is wrong or something. So we set up the system to just go ahead and skip those. All right, so right now you can see we've sent 16 emails to these people that have websites and that we have an email on file, okay? And then while that's being done, it's very easy to just call here through the back end, okay? So I've got a script. Who wants a script? me? Yes? Okay, cool. Everybody knows when you come to a webinar that I'm putting on, you're going to get something cool for being here. So I'm going to go ahead and give you something cool for being here. So give me just a second, and let me pull up the script that you guys get today. So today, and guys, my scripts are all similar. I change them up a little bit depending on what it is that I'm selling. But here's the pitch. I just sent it over to you. It is, can everybody see my screen? So this is the pitch. It's a mobile script. Basically, I'm leading in with mobile. Now, whether you sell mobile or you sell video or you sell websites or whatever it is that you sell, you need some sort of a foot in the door strategy, okay? What is a foot in the door strategy? A foot in the door strategy is something that's going to get the customer to kind of put their guard down and hear you out, okay? I usually like to lead in with something that appears to be free. Now, I don't always give things away for free. As a matter of fact, I very rarely ever give anything away for free to a customer up front unless they're ultra qualified and I know that I'm going to be able to get my money back, right? But in this case, I'm offering them what appears to be free, a mobile website, okay? So basically what I'm doing here is I'm going to call them up and I'm going to offer them a free mobile website. And they're gonna listen, and I'm gonna qualify them, and if they qualify, then I'll explain to them how they get the mobile website. Okay? And in my case, the mobile website is given to customers, right? The mobile website is something that I automatically do. So I actually just put something out not too long ago, and I made it available as a bonus. I might make it available again later, but this is the website that we just recently finished. My team just designed. It's got 9 contractor themes in one. So I contact a lot of contractors, and what's cool about this is, you know, the mobile part of it. Check that out. It's completely mobile ready. So I'm telling them they're getting a mobile website, but look, the site is automatically responsive. So they're getting the mobile website for free because we built the site to be mobile responsive. So there you go, right? I don't have to really do anything different. And by the way, there's lots of templates out there. I mean, this one here is one that we built that's mobile responsive, but I can sell them this website and it already has something in it, the mobile part of it, for free, so I don't have to do anything extra or charge them anything extra to build it. Okay, so the script is all about giving them something of value, which is that free mobile website, which normally, you know, we would charge X number of dollars for. Does everybody understand the concept there? Yes, lots of yeses. Okay, good. I like to make sure that everybody understands exactly where I'm headed with things, because sometimes people hear this and like, well, I don't want to give away anything for free. Well, I don't want you to give away anything for free either, because that's not how you make money. You know, and I have a lot of people that sell mobile websites, and they see this and they're like, well, you know, I just want to sell a mobile website for $1,000, and you know, to be honest with you, I can't do that to a customer because I don't think there's any value in selling somebody a mobile website for $1,000. I think that the value is helping them to get more customers, and to me, I think having a website that's optimized not just on a mobile device, not just on a tablet, not just on a PC or, you know, Mac or whatever, but a site that's going to help you get more clients, right? Having an opt-in form, you know, having your contact information up, you know, in a place that people can see it conspicuously, having, you know, a blog and, you having your social integration, all of that stuff. A lot of people don't have that on their websites these days. So to me, I think it would be doing the client a disservice by not offering to redo their entire website, because I found that when I found that their site wasn't put together properly. Okay, Ferdy, you should have got, for anybody who purchased the Maps Mentor, that website that I was just showing, this website here, is actually a bonus. So if you purchase Maps Mentor, you can go into your JVZoo account, and you should be able to download it right there from wherever you access your purchase. So just go in there and check it out. There's also some instructions on the theme, and by the way, that's the first version, so if there are some bugs, let us know. We're going to be cleaning them up and making this theme even better. But anyways, so let's go ahead and go back in. So I've already sent out, as you see here, 66 emails were sent. We have some that didn't go through because they didn't have websites. But now I've already sent out my message, my email, my initial email. So now when I follow up with a phone call to these prospects, I'm going to have something to talk to them about. Okay? So I may actually tweak the script just a little bit, and just in the initial phone call, I would say, if I have their name, obviously I say hi John or hi Bill or whatever. But if the way I might start it, if I've already sent something, on which I suggest everybody here say, is, hey, did you get that email that I just sent you? Right? Not before you introduce yourself, obviously. Introduce yourself, and then right here, I would say, not sure. Oops. There we go. Right here, I'd say, not sure if you saw it already, but just a few minutes ago, I had sent you a report, right? And that right there kind of gives you a little bit of credibility. It gives you a little bit of credibility, just letting them know, hey, I sent you this report. I was on your website, noticed it wasn't mobile optimized. Were you aware of that? Did you get that? And that gives you, like I said, it gives you a good foot in the door. That's all you want. You just want them to pull their guard down just a little bit, right? Just like boxing. If you can get them to pull their guard down, you can come over with, give them a jab and then cross over and, go for the knockout. So I'm personally, at this point, just trying to get Neil here to listen. That's it. Okay? So the next thing is, after you've sent out the initial email, right, which we've done here, we've all sent out the email, you're going to make that phone call. Okay? Now the phone call you have here in your scripts, you want to go ahead and load it into the scripts area, so that way when you're on the phone, you don't have to have a Word document open like this. All right? And also, what's really cool is, check it out, I put the tokens in the script. So if I have his first name, which I have it here, his name is Neil, you can see Neil. Hi, Neil. This is, and you can add any other additional information that you have about the contact in the script if you want to use it. So, for example, I was just on your website, and you can put their website address here. Is it www.blah, blah, blah, blah? Anyways, I noticed it wasn't mobile optimized. What's really cool about these tokens is it saves you the time of having to go back and forth like I'm doing here to be able to talk to your customer. Okay? Awesome. So far, I want to just go ahead and pause just for a quick second. I'm going to take a drink, and I'd like to see if anybody has any questions about what we've talked about so far. So if anybody has a question about what we've talked about so far, just go ahead and put it in the chat box. Will there be a replay on this? Yeah, there will be a replay on this. And also, if you missed it in the beginning, I gave everybody my Facebook and my YouTube link. I don't send out emails for these replays very often when it's the Hot Prospector training. So what you want to do is you want to definitely go into my YouTube channel and subscribe, so that way you'll have access to not just this replay, but all the other training that I've put out. I mean, I'm not saying you want to sit there for 20 hours watching webinar replays, but there's definitely some good stuff in there, and if you find something in there that you feel you can use in your business, well then it's great. And also, by the way, just like I gave away the script today, I usually give stuff away on my webinars. So if you go in and take a look, you may find something extra that you can use in your business. Let's see here. Do I have sample outgoing emails? You know what? I kind of gave you guys the gist of my email. I don't normally send out too many of my sample email templates, and the reason why is because I don't want everybody using the same emails. Because now I know a little bit about email, and the one thing I will tell you is the email providers pick up on the same subject line, on the same emails, and how many times I've told people to still edit the email, they don't, and it frustrates me. So, it causes all of us to have poor deliverability when there's 1,000 other people using the exact same email. So we're all marketers, right? I mean, don't be afraid to try stuff. That's how you get good. Try different subject lines, try different messages. Maybe one day we'll do a training just on how to write good email content. That's one thing I got really good at, is writing email content. And basically myself, when I first got started, just for everybody here, I didn't know how to write an email. I mean, I know how to write an email, but I didn't know how to write an email that would get somebody to take action. So I can talk to you guys about that on a different webinar, but it's definitely it's definitely a skill that anybody can pick up. Okay. That would be a great training, Brad says. Okay, Brad, we'll make that happen. We'll definitely make that happen. Okay, so let's see here. We got a couple of questions. Do we have sample SMS scripts? SMS messages, Al, is one of those things where you just want to keep it simple. Because you only get so many characters in a text. So this right here, look, hello, just wanted to let you know I called, but I missed you. Give me a call back as soon as you get this. That's something that I use, and you can also add a token in here, so if you have their name, right, then it would automatically input their name there as well, okay? So just, something like that, something very, very simple. Using all of these things together is going to guarantee you that you're going to get more contacts, you're going to get more customers. Right? If you get more contacts, you get your message in front of more people, then obviously that means more customers. Guaranteed. Look, this is the one thing, and I can tell you, there's a lot of people out there that throw out false guarantees about stuff that, I promise you, if you spend, all this time buying fiber gigs, you're going to be whatever, right? This, I guarantee you, it's worked for 80 years, right? Not sending out emails, but making phone calls and not sending text messages, but at least contacting customers over the phone is something that's been around for 80 years plus, right? People have been making phone calls and selling stuff on the phone for a long, long time. So you'll have the opportunity to pick up on something that's 100% guaranteed, okay? Let's see here. Good question from Rolly. So you do not qualify the sites to actually see if they're mobile optimized before you send an email and make the call. Rolly, that's a great question. That comes up from time to time. People ask me, they're like, well, I personally just don't want to send out a broadcast email like that, and it just makes me look bad. Really? Because guess what? 90%, and I'm not picking on you, Rolly, I'm just bringing it up because it's a good question. 90% of the people that you send an email to, okay, let me take that back. 75% of the email that you send an email, or people that you send an email to, are not going to read it, period. They're not going to open it, they're not going to read it, they're just going to hit the delete button. All right? So when that happens, what does that mean? Well, let's say that you spent hours going in and pre-qualifying every one of these sites to see if they're mobile, to see, if all of the things that you're depicting inside of your email is 100% accurate. Okay? Well, you just wasted a bunch of time for no reason. Okay? You just spent a whole bunch of time going out and finding all of this stuff out that wasn't necessarily going to keep them from contacting you in the first place. Because here's what I would say, and I guarantee you, maybe some of you are different, but if somebody sent me a message saying that my site was not mobile ready and I paid someone to make it mobile ready, and I thought it was showing up on all of the devices the way it's supposed to be, what would you do? You would probably pick up the phone and say, what? Can you show me? Or if you really cared about your business, right? Can you show me how come, or what kind of phone were you on? Whatever. I would be curious about that, because if at the very least I would contact the person who I signed up with and are paid to do this and say, fix it. Okay? So this is it's a shotgun approach, but it's a pretty good one. If you write your email in such a way that it looks really personalized, and that's one of the great things about Hot Prospectors, you got all the tokens and all that stuff, you can blast out your message really quickly and get in front of the people that actually do care. Okay? So yeah, the question, your question answered, Rolly, is yes. I don't qualify all of the sites to see if they're mobile. I don't qualify all the sites, even with my video prospector. It blasts out videos as well, and the script itself will say things that, I'm looking at your site right now, and, look, you don't have a lot of backlinks. Well, generically speaking, maybe they had 100 backlinks, and I'm pointing out on the video that they don't have a lot of backlinks. Well, 100 is not a lot, right, compared to, CNN or some of these other bigger sites that have thousands and thousands of backlinks, right? So it's all a perspective type of thing. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's see. When you get the leads with emails, this is Bob. When you can't get leads with emails, then you have to try to get the email. What is the best way to easily get the email address? Do I just call them up? What's been your experience? Bob, that's a great question. I'm actually glad you asked that as well. Now, for those of you that have assistants, this is what I would do. I would have somebody, and if you really have a specific, if you found a niche that like if I get 50 leads and I call these people, they are going to buy from me, or I'm getting a good conversion rate, and it makes a lot of sense for you to get a really good email address. There's a couple things you can do. Number one, you can have a VA, a virtual assistant, do some additional research. Sometimes you can find their email just by doing some searches and looking online. The other thing that you can do is you can have somebody who makes a virtual assistant who has a halfway decent it speaks English, really well and has a halfway decent accent. For about $4 an hour, have them make phone calls and just get the information. And the way I do it is it's a data mining call. It's not a sales call. A data mining call is, hey, just wanted to give you a quick call. We're trying to email something over. What's the best email? And 90% of the time, they're just going to give you the email. Okay? If you just ask the right way. So, I'm just trying to send something over, and then, if they ask you, well, what is this regarding? You may say something like, well, I was just on your website, and I had a couple of questions. Who would I send them to? Thanks. And they'll give you the details, right? And then after I get the email, the next thing, I always try to get the email first, right? Because it's like, hey, I'm trying to send something over. I had a couple questions on your website. Get that email address. And then once I get the email, then I might say something like, great, well, let me ask you this. Who would be in charge of X? And then, then they're going to start picking up at the sales call, and it's going to be a little bit more combative. Not really combative, but that's when the guard of the gatekeeper goes up, and they start trying to not give out as much information because they don't want to get in trouble. But I would ask a question like, like I said, start off with, I want to send some information over. What's the email? Once I got the email, in some cases, like you can see on this email, it's neil.palmcarpetcare@gmail.com. Who do you think the decision maker is? Or who do you think is going to get that email? It's Neil, right? So Neil's the decision maker. If they give you an email like that, and you say, if they have the first name in the email, well, let me ask you this. Is Anna the person, or is Neil the person that handles X? Oh, no, it's not? Okay, who would that person be? So the answer to that question is, Bob, yes, I would do my data mining separate. And if you can have somebody do it that you don't have to actually do it yourself, that's great. Or if you don't have that luxury yet, then you just want to start off doing your data mining calls on your own first, ahead of time, and then go back and email them later. Data mining is one of those things where if you just make it a point to call as many possible people as you possibly can, and get through as many calls as you can. Just get as many email addresses as you can. Don't try to get hung up on anything else. Don't try to sell them anything. It's actually very effective. When I first got started in this business, I used to have two personalities. My data mining personality was me calling up as a different person. I would use a little bit of an accent and disguise my voice. I was calling as my assistant. And then later on, I would call back and I'd have all this additional data, which a warm call is so much better than a cold call. And a cold call, and that's the other thing, since we're talking about this, Bob, don't want to get off on a tangent here, but a cold call, a lot of people think automatically that a cold call means that any type of call that you call somebody on the phone. Well, that's not true. If you have data about a business, then it's not a cold call. It's a warm call. Like even these kind of calls that we're doing here, this isn't a cold call. This is a warmer call because you've already sent out some sort of a report. And I guarantee you, your percentage of answers or connects to the decision maker is going to go up drastically, even if you didn't send out this email. You're just calling them back and saying, hey, I just sent you a report. Did you get it? You're going to get through to more decision makers because they don't want to miss something that could possibly be important for their business. Okay? Let's see here. What's my take on mobile AdWords SEO have become a commodity, and these niches get 100 calls a week? How do you break through the overwhelm? Well, Pat, you know what? That's a great question. A lot of people just automatically assume that because somebody gets 100 calls a week, that they entertain all 100 of those calls. Personally, I am not those other 99 people. So because I feel so much more qualified to help them, I don't really care, right? When I first got started in this business, Pat, not this business, but in sales, I started at a company selling long distance services to businesses when everybody was doing it, right? Like it was very saturated. And I remember all the sales guys that came in and left at our company because they couldn't hack it. They all had the same excuse, which was it's saturated, it's oversaturated. Nobody wants to take my calls because they're already happy with AT&T, or they're already happy with Sprint, or MCI's got a better rate, or all of those, quote, reasons that salespeople give. So to be really honest with you, I don't let that kind of stuff bother me at all because no matter what, there's always somebody that you'll be able to help. And if you have an angle that will get them to listen to you, that will allow you to rise to the top, to rise to the occasion and be the one that stands out like a sore thumb and be the one that's qualified to help them. Now you're dealing with somebody that is respecting of your time, and they're going to hopefully take your advice. And that's part of the reason why, again, I'm going back to this email again, but that's why I send out an email, and that's why I send out a website grade report, or that's why I send out the video from Video Prospector, or that's why I send out something of value, because nobody is doing that. Most people who send out an email, they just send out an email, hey, we offer all of these services, and this is our price. That's ridiculous. Seriously. You can't get clients by trying to be the cheapest. You cannot get, because nobody really cares about how cheap something is if it sucks. I don't care how cheap you make a McDonald's hamburger. I'm not going to eat there. I just won't. I mean, you can give me the hamburger. I'm not going to eat it. I don't care. And that's the way your customers are too. They want something that's good, okay? So not trying to preach, but hopefully you get that, Pat. It's a good question, and I think that, a lot of us, we get hung up in those little things. Let's see here. Patrick asked a question about our lead program that we're advertising on Facebook. Right now, what I'm doing is we're offering, it says 5,000 business leads for $99. It's the virtual lead assistant program that we have. I just kind of tweaked it a little bit to see what kind of conversions we would get if we, reworded it. But basically what it is I've got a team of about 7 VAs that work for me full-time, and all they do is go out and search for leads using a hot lead finder. And, basically, you just order your leads from us, and we fill the order for you. So you don't have to go and use Hot Lead Finder all day. I mean, could you do it for free? Yeah, but it takes a lot of time out of your day to do that, and we don't want you doing that. We want you calling, we want you emailing, we want you doing what's going to take, what's going to get you clients. So that 5,000 leads is basically just 5,000 leads that you get from Hot Lead Finder that we get from Hot Lead Finder on your behalf. And just to kind of give you an idea, that would take, if you were to do that on your own, it would probably take you 10 hours, 10, 15 hours. I mean, it takes a lot of searching. So let's see here. I'm going to take a couple more questions, and then again, I don't want to keep everybody on here too long today. I want everybody to be able to go out and take action with what you've learned today. I'm keeping it real simple. Let's see here. Ian says, won't prospects just go to their current web designer to fix their non-mobile optimized site? Ian, that's a great question. Guess what? If I'm on the phone with somebody and they brought that up, my first response to them would be something to the effect of, it's a great thing that I just came along today to point this out to you, because without that, you would have never known that this had been going on. It shouldn't take an innocent bystander or somebody else to point out the mistakes that somebody who you've already paid to fix this should have already caught. So what I'd like to do is I would like to show you not just how we can fix this one problem, but I want to show you how we can get you more customers. Because again, if you focus on the problem of that, non-mobile optimized site, or the fact that they don't have a phone, phone number or a clear call to action or whatever, right? If you focus on that one thing, well, they can simply go and fix that for $20, right? But if you can convey to them that the big problem is that somebody unqualified to help them get more customers put together their website, well, then everything is going to completely change. Now you can write your own ticket. You can say, look, I don't just make websites here. You can go and hire the cheap I almost said WSL. You can hire the cheap website designer or go to Fiverr and have somebody make you a WordPress site for $5. But that's not what's going to help your business. Do you know how much money, Pepsi and all of these major corporations invest in their online marketing? Now, I'm not expecting you to do that, but there's a reason why they have their own marketing teams and all of these people at their fingertips to go out and design these campaigns and build these websites. It's because a template website, even this one that's very nice, a template website is nothing more than a business card. This one's put together a lot better than most. I mean, it's put together in a standpoint, from a marketing standpoint, a lot better. You have the ability to put in your call to actions, and you have all of the, things that you would want. Most people don't have this, but you want to focus on helping them get more customers. And just getting a website or just putting a mobile website up isn't going to help them. you want to help them to get good content, if you want to help them to make sure that the content is pulling actions, and if you convey that to them on that call, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist to do what I'm talking about here. You just got to be focused on saying, and you know what, if all else fails, go back to, I just want to help you get more customers. As many times as you can say, I want to help you get more customers, the better your opportunity is of actually landing that client. So hopefully that makes sense, Ian. We got time for a couple more questions. Let's see here. And I apologize if I'm not answering your question. I'm trying to answer questions that are really related to like what we covered today, selling, how to get more customers. Because I want everybody who's here today to go back, open up your Hot Prospector account, and go get some clients. Okay? So, technical stuff, if you have an issue, contact support. That's what they're there for. Andy is sitting here right now behind me answering support tickets as we speak. So, if you have any issues, contact us in support. Let's see here. Want to warm them up even more. This is from our good friend Adam Jacobs out in Illinois. Want to warm them up even more for your mobile emails. Send out an email 2 days prior from a prospective customer telling them that their website didn't show up on their mobile phone and they lost a sale. Nah, I don't suggest that. I shouldn't have read that. Adam, I should have read that before I actually announced it. Yeah, I personally don't like doing that kind of thing. I know there's some marketers out there that will, do that kind of thing. But, yeah. Let's see here. Ian, you asked that question several times, so looks like hopefully you got that answer. Mike Sandberg asked, how do you generate the website grade report? Good question. Well, the first one that I sent out was all done automatically, but now the Hot Prospector doesn't actually build these reports. What it does is it makes a link and embeds the link to the report in the email. The report is actually generated after they click on the report, on the link. So as you can see, even though I sent Neil already this report, our system is generating the report here live. Now, if you wanted to send a report while you're on the phone with them, so let's say you called up Neil and Neil said, I didn't get that email. Well, great. Let me go ahead and send that to you again. Make sure I got the right email address. And then you just click on, build the report, which is that button that I just clicked at underneath here, which I can't show you now because this report's generating, but it's the button on the far left. When you hover over it, it says Website Grader Report. But basically what's happening here right now is the report's being generated, and I would kind of build a little bit of rapport or do some small talk while this is generating. It usually takes a little over a minute. And then once that's been done, go ahead and go over the report with them. A good thing to do at this point maybe would be, to pull out your qualifying questions and start asking them some questions. So let me ask you, Neil, how long you been in business? Okay, great. Now, if I showed you a couple designs and you liked them, would you make the final decision, or do you have to run it by a partner first? Now you're killing two birds with one stone, and you're not sitting there waiting for this report to finish building. Once you get through all of these different questions, then hopefully you come back and the website grade report has been completed, and then you could say, okay, great, the report looks like it's done. Let me just go ahead and send that over to you one more time, and select your template, send the report, and then you can go over it with them. Now, for those of you that have not actually seen the report, this is the way the report will look when they get it. It just shows them, their website grade up here at the top. They get a number all the way up to 100, and we have the explanation here, explaining to them, this is how this whole thing is structured. We analyze your structure of your website. We check out your traffic. We look at the site performance. We look at your search engine data. All of the variables that we're able to get, and then we spit out this report, okay? So things like how many pages he has on his site, the readability level, do they have a Twitter profile, a Facebook? And this is cool. If you sell these other things, you can say, look, not only you need to get a website, but we definitely need to work on a social profile for you. Okay, we need to hook you up with a social profile, and we can set that up. Oh, you already have one? Okay, well, we definitely need to connect that to your site because Google looks for these things to decide if you're more relevant. We want to make sure that you're going to get the most customers you possibly can. So, talk about their, you got the opportunity to talk about their metadata. Looks like he's got his page titles in, but there's no meta description. Oh my goodness. Some of the search engines, the meta description and that sort of thing is really important. Google not so much, but some of the other search engines, that's really important. You could be dropping the ball and losing a lot of business because your meta description is not there. You look at their headings. You've got, looks like your domain is getting ready to expire next year. I suggest you get 5 years out. There's all kinds of cool stuff. Look, this guy only has 19 backlinks. You definitely need to work on that. But you got all this stuff that you can talk to them about on the phone to build what? Credibility, to build value. This is something that people don't do normally, and even the big guys. FYI, I've got some sales presentations from some really big companies like Yodel. A couple others where basically, all they do is talk about, they just talk about themselves and build credibility by saying how big of a company they are. Personally, I've always done a lot better job building credibility and showing a customer I can help them by talking about their company and what we can do to help them. All of a sudden, the other issues fall away. Things like, do you have any referrals or references? Can you let me talk to somebody who you've already done this for? All of that stuff melts away when you spend time and actually show them their problem and explain it to them. Do you know why? Sorry for getting off on a tangent again. Hopefully this is helping some people here. Do you know why most people tell you they want a reference in the first place? The reason why that people say they want a reference is because they don't trust you. And trust isn't built by showing somebody how pretty your website designs are. Trust isn't built by getting somebody on the phone that will say how amazing you are. Now, in some cases, it helps, but that's not how trust is built. Trust is built from you earning their trust and showing them that you actually know what you're talking about and you give a darn about their business. So if you spend the time, like I just explained, going over that website report with them and sending them out, and sometimes you may even need to let them know, and say it, well, I do actually care about your business, and the reason why I'm sending this out to you in the first place is because I want to help you. And I even pointed out to them, look, a lot of companies will just call you up and they'll just try to tell you how come you should sign up with them because you're the cheapest. But I don't do that. I do things the right way. I show you how we can help you, and I earn your business the old-fashioned way. So, anyways, I'm done with the tangent there. Let's see here. Looking through the questions, so I'm still here, guys. I'm just trying to find another one here. We got time for like one more, maybe two tops. Any additional tips on getting past gatekeepers? You know what? That's a great question. And have you noticed every question has been great? Give yourself a round of applause for being awesome. James, good question. Okay, so getting past the gatekeeper. Well, I actually have a whole presentation that you guys can have. I'm actually going to go ahead and let me see if I can find it here really quickly. But I have a whole presentation that is just about getting past the gatekeeper, and it's hold on a second. I'm just trying to find it here real quick. It's actually got some scripts. Let's find it here. hold for the next available representative. Hold on a second here. Here we go. I'm going to drop in 3 webinars here, okay? This webinar, I believe, is going to have the gatekeeper training and also script writing, okay? And for those of you that were looking for information on, how to go out and write emails, that also is really good as well for that presentation is really good as well for helping you with writing scripts or writing emails. Writing scripts is a lot like writing an email. Let's see here. There is also this. It seems as though there's 2. Give me 1 second here. I didn't have these actually prepared. So, okay, here's the other one. This one here kind of goes into some, voice broadcast training and, some other stuff like that. Broadcast. And this last one is I want to send you is on emails, email marketing in general. Here we go, email tips. Here you go. So this one is email tricks. And I actually had Get Response came out for those. So there's 3 links there for you guys with some different training on different things that I think would help you. If you have specifically with gatekeepers, you guys are welcome. Very, very welcome. When it comes to gatekeepers, though, the best way that I've always found to get past them has been to be very matter of fact, not sound like a salesperson. Just make it sound like you're trying to just get a hold of Neil because you know Neil, that kind of thing. Not like we're good buddies, but like, hey Neil, I'm trying to get a hold, not like, hey, what's up? Is Neil there? Good old Neil, the Neil Meister. You're not going and calling like with that type of a personality. You're calling with a very professional. Yes, this is Mark trying to get a hold of Neil. And is he available? And if they say, what is this regarding, which is usually what they're going to say, then my next response would say, something like, well, you know what? I just sent him over an email. He should be expecting my call. Thanks. And I always close off my sentence with something like a thanks, because then what that does is that just lets the person know that you're in control. Okay. So those are just a couple of tips, and there's more details inside the webinar links that I just sent you. Let's see here. Maybe I missed it, but what do you use for mobilizing the website? Eric, actually, I was showing this website theme. This is what we are using, what we're going to be using more. But what I always have my team do, because all of our stuff is done custom, is I make them build a mobile version of the website. So if somebody goes to their website on a mobile phone, it's mobile. If they go on a website or a regular site, computer, then it's a desktop version. Mobile, desktop, iPad, right? So it's all custom. I'm going to make this available for people. I just haven't decided how. This is a theme that we did. It's 9 contractors in one. So you got electricians, roofers, plumbers, general contractors, handyman, HVAC. There's a couple others I can't remember. We might add some more, but basically what happens with this, it's really cool. Like, you could just select an image pack, and then it changes all these images that you see here for that particular niche. So that's pretty cool. Eric, doing the mobile websites for free. Yes, I'm doing the mobile website for free because when you buy a website from me, I'm going to include that mobile website for free, right? So my presentation is in the beginning here. I just wanted to give you this free mobile website, and they're like, oh wow, this guy's going to give me a free mobile website. And then when I give them my proposal, then my proposal is going to say something like, look, this is the cost of the website, this is the cost of the content, this is I list everything out, and then I'll list the cost of the mobile website, but then I'll put something underneath that, a line item that says, credit, mobile website free. Make sense? And I wouldn't do that presentation and try to sell it on the first call. Like I would, if you look at the script that I gave you, look, the last thing I do is I set up a meeting, okay? I set up a meeting where we're going to go over the presentation, or the proposal. Sorry, I'm going to put something together for you. And the reason why I do that, instead of trying to sell them on the first call, I want to make sure that they're really nice and hot. But if you try to sell somebody on the first call, they're usually, they're not ready to buy most of the time, so they're going to put you off anyways. So it makes more sense that you know that they're really hot and ready to go, and you've already qualified them and asked them, if I'm able to show you something that's going to help you get more customers, would you be able to invest X number of dollars in your business? And you already know that they're interested in a new mobile website, and you already know that they can use your help. Well, just go back to the drawing board, put together your presentation. It's all in the script that I just gave you guys. Okay, just go through the link, or go through the script, schedule an appointment to call them back, and then go back and do like what a professional consultant would do. Okay, a professional consultant would go to their computer and research the client and make sure that they're able to help them and how they'd be able to help them. And they would put together a proposal, okay? And the proposal could be really fancy, or the proposal could be really simple, like an invoice. It just depends on you. Some people do one-page proposals. I have a 7-page proposal template that I use. It gets really in detail. It gets into a lot of detail. It tells people exactly what you're going to be expecting on everything from how long it's going to take us to do this to what you're going to get, and I list everything out. I don't just send them a proposal. I call them back after, like I said I would, and I go over the proposal with them. So I'll open up my screen and I'll do a Join Me, because I do everything over the phone. I'll do a Join.me. If you haven't heard of it, it's free. It's join.me. I actually have the paid version. But Join.me, you go here, start a meeting, invite them, and then you show them your screen. And I would actually show them my screen while I'm going over the presentation, explaining each individual line item. And then after you're done, then you can, what do you say? Let's go ahead and do this, right? At the end, you can just go ahead and close them, okay? And again, you've already built all the value, you've done all those things ahead of time. So the natural decision, or the natural thing, is for them to make a decision to go with you. Make sense? Okay. Awesome. A couple people said they didn't get the link to the script, and I'm going to go ahead and drop that in here one more time. For those of you that are on iPads, I'm sorry, because these links for like the YouTube stuff, it's really long, so it's kind of hard for me to tell you what it is verbally. I mean, literally, these things have like all these characters, and yeah, not actually good. What you can do if you're on an iPad, the best way to find it is to go and become a friend of mine on, or not a friend, but go and subscribe to me on YouTube, and that's easy. YouTube.com/Mark Helton 777. That's Mark Helton, MarkHelton 777. Again, YouTube.com/Mark Helton 777. You'll see all of the stuff that I've been talking about. There's all kinds of free training in there. There's all kinds of webinars and all kinds of stuff. And definitely you want to go in there and look at that. The script for the mobile script, if you're on an iPad, is mark-helton.com/mobile-pitch, P-I-T-C-H. Mobile-pitch, P-I-T-C-H. mark-helton.com/mobile-pitch. Okay? Awesome, guys. Well, listen, I don't want to keep anybody else from going out and doing some prospecting. It is 12 after the hour here in Las Vegas. It's 12:12. By the way, if you do not have Hot Prospector, you should get it because, as I had said earlier, we are about ready to raise the price. Right now it is $297, or you can get it monthly at $39 a month. But we're getting ready to raise the price to $497 really, really soon. Okay? So I just dropped the link where you can get it at this special rate of either $39 a month or $297. You really, really, really should get it. I don't care. A lot of people say they have different programs and all that stuff. They're not designed for what we do. Okay? Hot Prospector has been designed by somebody who does what you do. So I know what you need. I know, what helps you with your business. And I promise you it's worth every cent. Instead of trying to piece everything together, I used to be that guy that would use this tool and that tool and all these things to get what I need to get done, right? All these different software, patchwork quilt of software. It just never worked out, right? Something would get missed through slip through the cracks. Check this out. I sent out 67 emails today, and I had 14 people view those emails while we've been on the phone. 14 people that viewed those emails while we've been on this call. Look, you want to know who they are? There they are. Do you want to call them? Call them. Click, call. Can you do that with any other system? I guarantee you can't. And if you want to save time, you want to land customers, Hot Prospector. Okay? There are a lot of other tools out there, that you could choose from. Most of them are way more expensive than Hot Prospector will ever be. But they definitely don't do the things that Hot Prospector does. And they aren't going to be set up for guys like us, gals like us, that do, marketing to different businesses. This is set up for business to business, plain and simple. Okay? So, again, get in there, grab it. It's $297 per year or $39 a month. It's dirt cheap. If you go and look at some of the competitors out there, you're going to pay anywhere from $100 to $150 a month, and that's just for one of the features. That doesn't give you the broadcast emails. That doesn't give you voice broadcasting and text message broadcasting and appointment management calendars, and we got lead forms built in so you can put your own lead forms on your websites, and we've got SMS lead forms so you can go out there and build SMS lead capture systems. And gosh, if you go and look at my training inside of Facebook on Hot Prospector that I've done, mind will be blown. I promise you. I get it on a daily basis. My support guy, my operations manager, Andy, he loves the system so much. He's out and about talking to people, and he sells it to people who he meets out on the street. And you know what he says? This system is so easy to sell because it's just so awesome. Again, I'm not sitting here trying to sell this. If you don't have it, get it. If you can't get it, save up and get it because it's worth every cent. So, anyways, thanks so much, guys, for coming out here today. Thanks so much for letting me give you some scripts and let me give you some training so you can go out and find some customers. Anybody here want to do something really awesome for me? Yes? Yes? A lot of people saying yes? Okay, good. Here's what I want you to do for me. And this will make me so happy. Ready? Go get a customer. Go get paid. And let me know about it. Tell me. I love getting those types of messages. I love hearing great things that are happening in your business. I want to know you guys are being successful. I don't just do this because I'm trying to make a buck, because I make a buck selling my software to businesses. I like working with you guys because we all do the same thing, and it's fun. So keep in touch with me. connect with me on Facebook, connect with me on YouTube, send me messages. Let's jam. Let's be, let's work together. Let's all go out there and help customers, right, for a change, instead of letting them, you should make that your mission. Sorry for going long. I'm sorry. I know I told you I wouldn't. But look, we should make it our mission to be better than all of these huge companies out there that don't care about anything but making a buck off of these businesses. Let's go help them. Let's go and show them that we care. All right? So, anyways, guys, thank you so much again for coming out. I'm going to do everything I can to get this replay up as soon as possible. Probably, it's only about an hour and 10-minute webinar, so it should be up here probably within the next hour. Go to my YouTube channel now, and it'll be there. So tonight you guys can get a replay of it and watch it again, and tomorrow go back out and, kill it. Don't wait until tomorrow, though, to go out and do what I just showed you. Don't wait until tomorrow to go implement what I showed you. Go and do something today, so that way tonight when you watch the replay again, you're like, oh, that's what I was doing wrong, right? So you'll have something to reflect on. But go take action. Go take massive action. Okay, I'm done. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.